All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Looks like we have got 6 people online, and we've
Yeah.
got 6 people, including myself. I got to include myself here in person today. So if you're watching online, please, please, please comment. I'll be watching the chat boards. If you would like to speak, go ahead and just raise your hand, and then I will turn on your capacity to speak. We want this class to be very, very engaging. So please, if you're online, engage as much as you possibly can. You add a lot to this. And now I will turn this over to Stephanie.
Hello and welcome to the community night at Organic Living Chiropractic. As I'm Stephanie Stengl. I'm a life coach, a Reiki practitioner. I'm also a student of life, of energy, and I've been a practice member here for, 4 years already. And I came here to talk about questioning your way to well-being. And some people may be wondering, why questions. We'll get into, but we're going to focus less on answers and more the awareness that questioning will provide. And to help with that, first of all, I'd like anyone who has anything to do just to hydrate. Our brains are 75% water. And so water and hydration will not only provide function, it actually protects your brain because it cushions it. So if you have water, please keep hydrating. And we will also please those at home, if you're welcome to join us in this. We're going to do a few brain exercises. And so if you would like to join, you can stand up. You know that the left brain connects with the right side of the body, and vice versa, the right side of the brain connects with the left side of the body. So to integrate and also kind of get the juices flowing between, we can do what's called a cross crawl. And this is, you put your right hand to the left knee and vice versa. And do that for a few times. You can even do your elbows if you want to stress it a little bit. So, no, the right elbow to the knee. Yeah, there we go.
I see. Thank you.
Thanks for doing that so clear. Okay, there's another exercise that will energize the brain and recharge, and it's called super brain yoga. You take your left hand, go across to the right earlobe, right hand to the left earlobe. Okay, now you take your tongue and place it to the palate. Okay, you can start with the tip of it behind your teeth, kind of like if you say la. Okay, and then we're going to do a squat. You don't have to go all the way down, whatever's comfortable. And we inhale going down, exhale going up. That's 1. We're going to do 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 more, 7. Okay. Now, there's a few more details about that, like where your direction when you do that, depending on age. There's also ladies that are still menstruating, that it's best not to do it while you're menstruating because of how the energy goes around. So because there's more details about that and a lot of the topics we're going to cover tonight, I did create a reference guide. And if you're interested, you can get with me afterwards. I'll email it to you. Haley has also graciously offered to send that to. So reach out to her and you'll get that and a PDF on super brain yoga and other topics. Because, if you steal one idea, it's plagiarism. If you steal a lot of ideas, it's research. So I'm going to share my research with you. So please have a seat. Just to let you know, the cross crawls, if you are in a long meeting, or you can, under the table, just cross your leg and then your hands and kind of tap cross, as long as it's crossing, and it just to, again, energize a little bit. So I take my notes here. Okay. Why questions? Why not answers? Because I can feel some of you, I can hear you, why I want answers. And when I was a teen, I wanted answers too. In my 20s, I didn't need answers because I already knew everything. But into my 30s, and especially after I became a parent, I was so glad that my parents were still there so I could ask, I asked them about everything. And then going into the 40s, I really started wondering about life, about purpose, about what's the next step. And I found there often wasn't just one answer. And I also found that once, obviously you have to make a choice. Do I want this job or not? Do I want to buy this house or not? But once you start, you don't have to stop the questions. One answer, if you just take one answer and leave it at that, you can close yourself off to a lot of options. And questions open doors. They also plant seeds. They plant seeds to draw people to you, draw the answers, draw other opportunities. And we're going to go into a little bit about how that happens along the way. Who am I? That's a foundational question. And it also affects our choices, our decisions, our path. Where do we want to go based on who am I? And the trick is, though, who is my authentic self? Because a lot of times we can be influenced by family. You're a Smith, therefore you should be X. Or we've always been athletes in our family. Well, maybe I prefer the theater. So these are things about learning the difference between what is told to us by society, school, religion, even family, and what's in our authentic self. In fact, according to Deepak Chopra, it is our soul's mission to connect with, cherish, and realize our desires in order to live our lives to the fullest and meet our greatest make our greatest contributions to the world. And so one way to say who I am my deepest desire. And then Mark Twain likes to tell us the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you learn why. So your deepest desire and the reason you are here are indications of who you are. Now, who am I in this moment? You think, well, it's the same thing. Not really, because we evolve every day. Every book we read, every chiropractic treatment we get, each aha moment that we realize, even a concert or music or just trying something different, we become new, we become different. So asking this question along the way is useful because we do change and evolve. Who do I want to be? This can be tricky again because we're told by a lot of people who think they know better who we are, who we should be because of our family name, because of where we live, because of the religion we're part of, the school, etc., the society. And there can be some options in there, but it's not always the option. So what are some ways to really look inside and see? Meditation is a very good way, and I feel a lot of that's been covered by Haley's Heartfelt, Your Somatic class. So if you look back on the OLC video channel on YouTube, all of the community nights, what Dr. Ted covered, those can help you go deeper and come up with answers to, what do I want? I like to get quiet, put my one hand on the heart and one on the gut, listen to your heart, listen to your gut. This just feels connected and see what comes up. A great way to work with this is get a journal. You can have your little 50-cent composition books, or this was a gift, but it has, a little fancier, but have something to write with next to you, because things that are going to come up, you want to write down, because it's going to be coming up, and especially if you get into a slight, what we call alpha state, where you're not asleep, you're not awake, but you're in a very creative state. Okay. Have different experiences. How do you know if you're a gardener if you've never planted anything? How do you know if you're a writer if you've never tried to write a short story? You know, how do you know if you're a singer if you've never sang? Just go out and try. And if it sucks, well, and if you don't like it, then don't do it again. But at least you know, at least you tried. And that can be travel. It could be any your career and trying different things. And you don't even have to change your job to do that. You can try things on weekends, etc. But just try different experiences and see, did that bring you joy? You know, did it make you happy? Did it challenge you? And see what, and then you have an idea. Asking your inner divinity. And we've been told we have a soul. I've just been hearing that it's a little beyond that. We are the soul. I, the soul, you, the soul. What does your soul say about what you want and who you are? And these, again, writing, journaling, meditation, but give yourself time to listen. Part of also with the who am I in the moment, we are different people. And when you allow that to come up and say hello, because you can be your 7-year-old self that was scared on the first day of school. It could be the 5th grader who doesn't like public speaking because you were laughed at in speech class. You could be the writer, the chef that wants a restaurant, all these different things, but give them time to come up and say hello. So who do you want to be? Take time and find that out and just try different things and see. Now, a lot of what I just mentioned can be a way to a lot of these questions that are going to come up, such as, what do I want? Ongoing journaling. I really am a big fan of writing because it's, as Hamilton said, you put the pencil to the brain. It really brings out what's there because there's no other influences. It's just something that's coming out and you just let it flow. Visualizing. What do I want? Okay. What kind of house do you want? What color does it? What direction should it face? And that can mean, do you want to see the, sunset from the front yard or the backyard? Do you want to see the sunrise from the front yard, the side yard? Does it matter? How many rooms, how much, what do you want in those rooms? And you can visualize. And the more you visualize, and then again, see how you respond to that, because that's going to give you clues of what you truly want. And that can also be, what kind of significant other do you want? It's not just necessarily what they look like, but are they comedians? Are they serious? Do they like to travel, or they're homebodies? These are things that you can decide. Did you get excited when you say, oh, I want to travel? Well, then you probably want a partner that likes to travel. So it's taking the time to visualize that. Dream journal. Write your dreams. Do you dream of seeing every national park? Okay. My dream is to see every national park. My dream is to have a 2-story house on the top of a mountain. My dream is to go each one, and you cover the several ones. It can cover your socializing. It can cover your finances. I encourage you, though, to not be, when it's measurable, to not necessarily be specific, because that can limit yourself. I want $2 million in the bank. I like to say I want enough to travel once a month to a different national park and once a year to go overseas. I want more than enough. I want more than enough energy to take the trails and try different trails. Garden of the God every week. I want more than enough money to get a massage once a week, and so on. So give yourself openness and options on what you want. Write a letter to yourself. Okay. Date it a year from now and compliment yourself on everything you've accomplished in the last year. Hey, you set a goal to do 8,000 steps 3 times a week. Good job. You set a goal to write a book and at least get half of the chapters. You did that. Way to go. And just write down all the things and read it once a week. Okay? Allow what's inside to come out. And writing is a way to do it. Another is what I call it brain flow. There's other terms that I've heard that aren't as nice, but I'll leave it at that. And this is, take your journal. You're not necessarily going to keep this, so if it's like a letter pad or something, that's fine. But just, how many of you ruminate on a subject or conversation? Yeah, like, I wish I had said that. I wish I had taken that turn instead. I wish I had gotten a different job, or on and on and on. Okay? I encourage you to take your book and write it. And it could be anything like, I'm so tired of the hot weather. I want it to be cold. I wanted to get out there and, decorate for Christmas or Halloween. Or it could be, please don't let the cold weather come yet. I'm going to wear my shorts. It's just right. I'm so annoyed with my coworker, and on and on. And it could be good things, like I'm really like it that it's now getting cooler because I like to wear my sweaters and all of that. And it could be 2 pages, 6 pages. And just with all that's, I call it the pinball brain, what all's bouncing around in your head, write it down. And over time, I find that it's tantamount to like sweeping your patio or your kitchen floor. You're kind of letting the garbage out. Okay. And especially then when you do go and meditate and look inside, there's more clarity because you're not playing with all the little pinball things that are just going. It's more one question, one statement rather than 16. And I find it's less exhausting. So just take your time, write it all down. If you want to keep it, fine, or just keep the ones that you went, oh, as if it's an epiphany. That's, something to keep. The rest you can just throw away. How can I solve my issues? We all have guardian angels, okay? And you can talk to your guardian angels. It could be, all right, I'm going to Costco. Can you please give me a parking spot near the front door? Okay, I'm going for an interview. Can you please help me answer the questions properly? I'm going to see, fill in the blanks of whatever relative. Please help me keep a calm demeanor. And that's one way. Another way is before you go to sleep, state your issue. How can I declutter my home? How can I make better choices at the grocery store? Because when we sleep, we go into the alpha, the theta, and into deep sleep. And that's where we get really creative. And if you set an intention, plant that seed before you go to sleep. And again, you can keep just one just on your nightstand. And when you wake up, even if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning before you go to the restroom, write it down. And don't disclaim the first one. Usually it's the first one that comes up. Write it down. And the 3 scene technique. I don't know if any of you have heard of Jose Silva, the gentleman who taught people how to use their brain to the fullest potential. And there's a 3 scene technique. It's narrated by Vishen Lakhiani, who founded Mind Valley. And we have it here. So take a minute to think of something you've been working on, something you'd like to solve. Got it? Okay. It's coming.
Sit down, find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and I want you to now see the number 3 times. 3, 3, 3. You're now experiencing physical relaxation. Now see the number 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. You're now mentally relaxed. Now see the number 1 3 times. 1, 1, 1. You're now at your center. Directly in front of you, you see your mental screen. Project onto your mental screen the problem that you're seeking to resolve. See that problem. Feel the pain. I want you to now, as I snap my fingers, make the color brighter and more vivid. 1, 2, 3. The color is brighter and more vivid. I want you to now feel the emotions of this problem. Feel the negative emotions that you want to remove from your life. Feel the pain. Feel the regret. Feel the suffering. Exaggerate the problem to magnify the emotion. By seeing the problem and feeling the pain, you're creating greater desire within you to heal the situation. Exaggerate the pain. See how the problem is affecting other people in your life. And feel how it's preventing you from truly being the best version of you can be, so you can give your gifts to the world. Exaggerate the problem. Feel the pain. Now, stop. I want you to move your mental screen 15 degrees to the left, and now see yourself taking some action to resolve this problem. See yourself taking any baby step towards resolving the problem. Perhaps you're looking at starting a business. A baby step might be registering a domain name. Maybe you're looking at improving your emotional states. A baby step might be meditating every single day. Or maybe you're looking at improving your relationship with someone. A baby step might be being courageous enough to have that first difficult conversation. As you see yourself taking the baby steps and taking some action towards resolving the situation, see the colors getting brighter and more vivid. See other senses involved. What do you hear? What do you smell? Where are you? Who is around you? What do you feel as you're taking this baby step? And now, as I snap my fingers, you're going to move to the third scene, again 15 degrees to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now on this third scene, see the problem having resolved itself. Feel the emotions and the feelings, knowing that this problem is gone. How do you feel? How are you celebrating? See how the resolution of this problem is helping other people. Which other lives are getting better because this problem has been healed? See color. Feel emotion. Keep the visualization bright and bold. Feel the joy, the feeling of victory, the feeling of success knowing that this problem is no more, and that the solution is now your new reality. In later lessons, we will go into more intricacies of this particular technique, and we will go into further ways to use this technique for specific things such as healing. At the count of 5, you will now come out. You'll be wide awake, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, 3, ready to come out. 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. Congratulations. You've now
Thank
learned
you.
the 3 scenes technique.
Thank you, Dr. Tad, for handling that. How are you feeling? Would anyone like to share?
I just think I really felt myself go into exactly what he was saying to do. Like I could see the projector, I could see the issue, I could see the colors, I could see, and then like shifting into the next scene, I could see solutions that I didn't even know could be possible.
Ooh.
And then I kind of felt it move to the third, and I really did feel the emotions of like what that would feel like if it was just like not even a problem at all. So I definitely feel like that would be a good thing. And I like how quick it was. Like it's very practical. You can just do it. It's not like an hour-long meditation. You're just like, here's the problem. Here's
Yeah,
baby steps. Yeah, I really like that.
I think it's 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So, and I'm a big fan of the Jose Silva method, and that's just one of the days involved. So,
Mhm.
and that will be in the topic list, that would, everyone will receive
Mhm.
that asks for it. Okay. Any questions so far?
Do you practice that a lot in your own life?
I probably could do more, but
Mhm.
yeah, I do. Because, and it's even some of the questions that I ask myself, I'll do that in the form of a question, or just say how, there's one of the questions that's coming up, what will it take? And that's how I pose things, because I want to avoid, one reason for questions is our perspective.
Mhm.
There's a big difference in why is this happening to me versus what can I learn from this?
Mhm.
So, and that's how then once I get to that point,
Mhm.
from the, Debbie Downer type of question to something that opens doors, then I'll go to the 3 scene technique.
Love that.
Yeah. And I can say that the writing makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
So. Who can help me in my journey? Now, we are responsible for our choices. That doesn't mean we take this path alone. We're not designed really to take the path alone. So, however, there are authors that I know we all like. Some of my favorites, Brene Brown. I hope I'm not hurting anybody's ears. I like Brene Brown for, she talks about the emotions. I recommend her books, especially her audio books, because so many times, oh my God, that's so profound. And before I can rewind it, she's re-saying it because she knows this is important. Jim Quick, which is Kwik, he's teaches people how to speed learn, speed read, and it's great. Deepak Chopra on meditation and self-healing. There's also organizations, Mind Valley, you just had a snippet of there, but also Organic Living Chiropractic. If you go to the YouTube channel that they have, there's all of the community night videos. There's a ton of past videos. One in particular is 12 stages of healing. That is very, very useful. So you have that. However, occasionally, there are times when we need one-on-one guidance for our specific needs, experiences, and just help. While what we read and watch is more generic, and it's good because it teaches us about ourselves and humanity. Sometimes we need that specific help. Now, I've read from several gurus to say, don't tell anyone about your goals and aspirations until they are accomplished. And there's merit to that, because there are just some people that like to ruin others. They make themselves bigger by pushing others down. And even our loved ones can shoot down the book idea, the business idea, the painting that you show them and then trying to improve. And in their case, it's usually because they want to protect you from, failure, from rejection. They're also protecting you from building the life that is fulfilling to you. However, but they're, using observation, using awareness, there are people out there that will help you. There's a big difference between saying, that's awful, and saying, that's, I don't quite get it. I will gladly take feedback of on grammar, on the paragraph doesn't make sense, on writing that I share. It's what are you, nuts? You're going to write a book? Do you think you're going to get anywhere with that? That I don't accept, because that helps me, does not help me in any way. So who in your life helps you grow? Who in your life will say, of course, try for that position. I'll help you go practice the interview questions. That's the one you ask for help, okay? Who in your life is already doing what you aspire to do, that owns a restaurant, that has invented something, that's written a book? Take them out to lunch and pick their brains. You can even offer to help on weekends to learn about their business and so on. So there are people. Just take time to get to know them, and then find gratitude and thank them. Now, we also, being that practice members of organic living, every time we come here for a treatment, what's the question? Yeah. And how many of you have tried to say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good? How well did that go? Yeah. It's chiropractic, yeah, it's a physical treatment, but I see it also as a mental and emotional treatment. And this is an opportunity to benefit yourself and greatly, to just to really tell him how you truly are. And it could be, yes, my hip hurts, my knee, etc., the physical part, but also the mental and emotional. I had a fight with my spouse, or my boss yelled at me. And how is that, and how it's affecting you? You can also tell them the good stuff. I'm feeling happy. I'm made a goal to walk 3 trails, and I did it. And that can affect and adjust his treatment so that you move forward a little better, a little faster. So, and Dr. Ted also does offer himself as a coach on a one-on-one basis upon request. Our lovely Carolyn Van Horn also guides and coaches on a nutritional, a spiritual, and an energetic level, and she's amazing. So you have in-house here great opportunities to get one-on-one help on whatever your question is, your concern, etc. I'm a life coach. I can help. I also use a life coach. She's more of a business and energetic coach, and I'll put her name and contact information in the reference guide. Okay. What will it take for me to fill in the blank? I consider this a seed planter, and it can draw people, ideas, resources to you. You've heard some of it. This is asking your guardian angels, what will it take for me to get that new job? What will it take for me to get the courage to ask out that person, next door? What will it take for me to open the restaurant? whatever your goals and aspirations, you can do it. What will it take? And it can be baby steps, but it's making that first step. I like, again, saying it before going to sleep and writing in your journal, what will it take? And then write out the different things on a physical level, emotional level, financial level, social. What will it take for me to connect with God? What will it take to connect with that estranged relative that I have? These are all very valid and doable goals. And you start somewhere. And the what will it take is very useful, I think, because again, it's less about coming up with this grand scheme. It's more about planting the seeds. And sometimes it's just enough, and suddenly that person you've been wanting to talk to is right there. What am I going to do? Well, sometimes if you just take the step forward, they'll see you and you may say, who knows? They may say, I've been wanting to talk to you. And then there you go. You take the step forward. Here's one I think we can all have help with. How do I talk to myself? How many of you have said something along the lines, I am such an idiot? Okay. If you do that, cut it out. Just stop. Because words matter. Our brain hears it, the universe hears it, and takes it as instruction. You know, I'm too old. I'm not smart enough, or I'll never get that car, degree. You know, the universe hears that and says, oh, I guess they don't want it. Okay. So how do you work around that? Well, first of all, when you hear a statement like, I'll never, stop and say, cancel, clear, release, delete, to clear that negative energy. Cancel, clear, because you don't want that out there in the universe. Okay. You can also, I bet if you sat down and thought about how you talk to yourself, you can, in your handy dandy journal, take your sheet and you fold it in half vertically. Okay. And write down the things you say to yourself. I'm such an idiot. I'm too old. I'm too big. I'm too slow. Whatever and ever. Okay. Then on the same line, but over here, reverse it. I'm an intelligent, hardworking person. I'm young enough to try anything. And so on. So you basically do that. Then you take this side, fold it the opposite way, and now you have a list. I'm sure you've heard of Louise Hay. You have a list of affirmations to tell yourself on a daily basis. And again, when you wake up, before you go to bed. I like to do this on to the mirror after I brush my teeth. And it's, again, some of it is just planting seeds. And if you can stop telling yourself all these negative things, it will help so much. Because words matter. You matter. And telling yourself is going to affect you. Here's something that may come out of what we just talked about, but I think it's a good place to start in how you handle yourself, because again, we're responsible for our choices and how we treat ourselves. Is go to the mirror and say, I love you, John Smith. I deeply and completely love you. If you cannot bring yourself to say that, that's a good indication that you need to get help. because it all starts with self-love, self-acceptance, and belief and self-belief. And if you can't tell yourself that I love you, then something's in the way. Something may, trauma, too many people laugh at you, whatever, but it comes down to what you believe and think of yourself. And maybe you need a little bit of help. And that's okay, because you've got people here that can help you. So, all right, this one can be done sometimes on your own, but again, it's something that may need a little assistance. Where did it start? As you're writing down these negative statements, I'm not good enough, in whatever form that means. Where did that start? When did you first hear that? Were you 8 years old? Were you 6? Was it your cousin that said that? Was it your parent? And there is a process called inner child. And if anyone's willing, I'm gladly do that tonight. And if not, it's okay. But you go back to that first time and you work with that. You see it yourself as that 7-year-old child being told they were stupid because they made a mistake. They were being a 7-year-old child. Okay. And you look at it, you look at the color of the shirt, you smell the food that's on the table next, that's being cooked for supper. And you can go as you are today into that and tell the cousin, the brother, whoever, stop it. You shut up right now. They are smart, and you basically reverse it, but you do so in a physical way. And that can do so much in changing that belief that I'm not enough. So, any questions? Okay. Now, there's tons of other questions that can come up that are useful. The biggest part is don't be afraid of them and be aware what they can do for you. They can draw people to you. They can draw resources, and they can open up doors. So, thank you for coming tonight. Oh, yes.
So I'll go ahead and start off the questions here. What is the most surprising question that you've gotten something out of? What was a question that whenever you first heard it, you were like, I would never have thought to even ask myself?
Am I really capable? Well, you might say, well, of course I'm capable, but am I willing to try it? It came down to believing in myself to try it. He's like, am I really capable? I was shocked to hear, being the boisterous person that I am, that I really doubted that. So sometimes there's more underneath the layers as you meet someone who's very strong and confident. We all have layers, and you may find that strong, confident person needs as much feedback and what's the word I'm trying to say? Help and telling them they are good and all that affirmation, so that because they do it because they think they have no choice. No one else is there to do it, mainly because one of their parents wasn't. And they may need it more than anyone else. So as the layers peel off, because we were raised to, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps sort of thing, not realizing that I actually doubted myself.
And now that you've gotten into the habit of utilizing questions to open up new possibilities and think in new ways, what's the question that you find yourself utilizing the most?
What will it take to fill in the blank? What will it take to declutter my house?
A miracle.
Yeah. One box at a time, really. You know, it comes to, and that's one reason I like the 3-scene technique, because he talks about baby steps. And I think that was part of it, because I felt like I had to climb the mountain in one day, and we don't. We really don't. You know, one baby step, you know, it's like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And if you can believe that and trust yourself, then it'll happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. We really
Thanks,
appreciate
everyone.
this. This was excellent. And I want to thank everybody in Digital Lounge for joining us. And every second Thursday of every month, we will be here with these types of incredible experiences. So tune in next month.